Let's bring the receipts. Nigel Farage, he joined forces with the Swedish Democrats in the European Parliament. This is a far-right Nazi group. They want to deport people, not based on the colour of his skin, but from the places that they've come from. They also, Nigel Farage, talked about it being the end of democracy because of the way certain ethnic minorities are voting. These aren't robust words, as Annabelle called them earlier, or we've heard on the conversation. This is racism, it's fascism, and we should call it out.
Zia.
OK, so what we want to do is support people on the basis of whether they are legally entitled to be in this country. That's nothing to do with race, ethnicity, nor religion. Now, let's talk. You accused me earlier, let alone fascist. You said that I was peddling disinformation. And I think people watching this programme at home, given the Green Party are right now, to be fair, they're surging in the polls, it's important that people know this. When Zack Polanski is making seductive claims to you, it's important that you understand, before he came into politics, he literally made money by charging women on the promise that he could literally enlarge the size of their breasts by hypnotising them. That is a true statement. His policies are even more insane. He wants a world without borders. He wants open borders. He wants us to stand down and destroy our nuclear deterrent as Vladimir Putin belligerently marauds into Ukraine. He wants a communist economic system. He wants to legalise all drugs. And in Zack Polanski's version of Britain, his version of Britain, it is legal to sell fentanyl, crack cocaine and heroin, but illegal to rent your flat out. This is the most unserious person to enter British politics in my lifetime.
OK, listen.
I said no, and they said, would you be willing to do it as an experiment? I said, as long as you make it clear, it's not something I do, it's not something I charge for, it's absolutely
Zack, that's not true. I'm sorry, Zack. I'm sorry, I've got a correct record on that. That is not
and then
true.
actually,
As I remember, you were quoted as saying, actually, loads of people might go for this because it's safer and cheaper than a boob job.
Yeah. Right, so this was 12 years ago, before I was a politician.
Oh,
I think it's important to own when you've made a mistake, and I've owned that. It's 12 years on now.
The Green Party believes drug abuse is a public health issue and should therefore not be a criminal offence, so that people can access health and social care services without fear. But you don't think people should be punished? That's the key thought here, isn't it?
Well, some drugs can be really dangerous. So I think the question here is about the fact the war on drugs has failed. We know people are going to take drugs. So when they're legalised, they also need to be regulated, and that's the key bit here. Now, are they going to be regulated or unregulated as they are right now on the black market by gangs? It could be serving anything and could be putting them in the hands of kids. Or are we going to make sure, actually, that medical health professionals and people who can actually care for people who have problematic relationships with drugs can legalise and regulate all drugs?
Heroin, crack cocaine, crystal, the Breaking Bad scenario, the guy wouldn't have to brew it in his caravan, he could do it in his front room.
Well, even more so, it wouldn't be in the front room, it'd be about ultimately making sure that's on prescription or it comes from a medical health professional. Right.